What does the word torsion mean in regards to bits? Let's talk about it. If you're watching this, you probably know the difference between a regular drill and an impact drill. So I'm not going to go into what impact bits are, or the difference between a regular bit and an impact bit. You probably know that. There's tons of videos out there. But what I noticed on our website especially is that the word torsion is used a lot. And I was getting confused early on in my days about what it means and what it has to do with bits. So let's examine some. For the sake of terminology, we'll just say that everything with an old standard drill or a bit holder will be soft fastening, and then anything with an impact will be impact. So the word torsion really just means twist, to twist, the act of twisting, which, as we all know, right, bits are twisters. They twist and turn, and that's what makes them work. That's what fastens the fastener we're working with. And of course, there's tons of different bits, styles, torques, Phillips, slotted. I mean, I'm not going to go into that. But the difference between impact bits and regular bits, of course, is the life of the bit. The impact bits are rated to go into an impact drill, which uses a hammer action to really force and make quick work of fasteners. And so it really puts a lot of stress on it. And so manufacturers needed to create something that wouldn't break and really be a safety hazard, right? So in making impact bits, they created what is called the Torsion Zone. This is a regular standard insert bit. A power bit would be just twice the size, essentially. And this is made for soft fastening of whatever you're doing. So as you can see, it's really just a straight line across here. It doesn't indent any. It's one piece of metal that was manufactured, and then the metal was taken off and taken out to create the profile of the bit. Same size insert bit. Now, if you see that spot right there, that's the indent that's taken out the middle, that's the torsion zone. And here's a better example. The shaft is reduced in the center, and that is what we call the torsion zone. Now, why is it called the torsion zone? It's because that reduced shaft, in combination with possibly softer steels, enables the bit to actually spin just slightly. You would have to have an extremely fast camera with slow-mo and shutter speed that it's probably thousands of dollars to see it actually move. But what it does is, as it spins, it actually bends and flexes just enough to reduce the reduce the amount of force, the impact on the top of the bit, thus making the bit last a heck of a lot longer. That extra life also extends to the tip of the bit, where I know this sounds counterintuitive, but as the torsion zone bends and flexes, it's actually making the grip in the fastener that much more secure, and that in turn prevents cam out, which would then degrade both the tip and the fastener you're working on. And that's why many companies, Wera for instance, have added coatings, diamond coatings, and different shapes and different things like that into the tips of the bits to further maximize that grip and then further maximize the life of both the fastener and the bit. So why am I telling you this? This is probably something you know. Impact bits are used everywhere now. Everybody's got an impact drill probably. A lot of them get deals where you buy the other drill, you get the impact drill for free. So we're all kind of used to that. The problem is that the word torsion, I think, gets thrown around a lot. And some of that, obviously, full disclosure, we are an importer of German tools. So when we get in descriptions and contents of what is in the packages and such, it's in German. And even though some manufacturers do translate on their own, we do have to translate some. Somewhere in that translation process, the word impact or the word torsion could be mixed up, interchangeable. And so it needs to be clear what we're talking about. And the way that I see it is that not all torsion bits are impact, and not all impact bits are torsion bits. That said, the ones that aren't are kind of rare. There aren't that many bits that are impact rated that don't use torsion zones. Torsion zones are really what makes the impact bit really effective and last longer, and it's sort of the technology that everybody's embraced. But there are some that just use hardened steel or some better steel or some sort of manufacturing process that they've used, and they will make impact bits that aren't necessarily torsion. We also have wear bits, especially from our perspective, that are torsion bits that have the torsion zone, but are kind of a middle ground between soft and impact, because they're actually not impact rated, but they are meant to last a ton longer than a standard bit. So if you see the word torsion, it really just means it has torsion zones. It has that reduced shaft in the middle or reduced shaft somewhere on the bit that allows it to spin and make the bit last longer. And that's what all these are, right? All of this is to make the bit last longer, and so it won't explode on you when you're working. A lot of standard bits, if you put them in an impact driver, technically, yes, they will work, but it's a huge safety hazard because it could explode on you and it won't last that long. It's gonna wear out in no time. So that's why you want to use standard bits in an old style drill, or not old style, but you know, standard drill or a regular handheld bit holder. And then the torsion zones on bits and different types of steels allow you to use the impact for those. And so when it says torsion, all that means is that the bit is going to last a heck of a lot longer because of torsion zones built into the bit with the reduced shaft. So I hope that explains the word torsion a little bit. If you want more information on impact bits and torsion bits, please visit the KC Tool website. And if you have any insight, anything you want us to talk about, anything you want to talk about impact bits, whatever, leave them in the comments below. Like, subscribe. We'll see you next time.